What's up guys, let's unbox the Oppo A7 in this video and review the software and its structural strength. The latest device in the Realme series, the Realme U1, seems to have got the same design and form factor as the Oppo A7. And this might be because Oppo is the parent company of Realme. More on that later. Coming back to the unboxing, we get the usual extra tight fitting plastic case, same as in Realme devices. The Oppo A7 has this new color option of glazed blue, which looks more like a deeper shade of teal, and looks wise it does have the feel of a premium device. Though the back is plastic with a glass finish, like every Realme device. It weighs in at just 168 grams, not too heavy, which seems like an ideal weight for smartphones. On initial inspection in my usual trial bend, the polycarbonate body seems to be strong, but we'll find out actually how strong it is later in the bend test. Coming back to the similarities, the Realme U1 looks very similar to the Oppo A7 in terms of form factor and design, and seems to be an exact copy of each other. In fact, apart from minor differences in dimensions, the design and weight is exactly the same, and also the exact same button placements and number of holes on every side. The Oppo A7 though does look a bit more premium due to the gold accents on the camera and fingerprint scanner. Coming to performance and day-to-day operations, the Snapdragon 450 chipset actually does a good job and handles common apps with ease. It may not be as smooth and lag-free as a mid-range Snapdragon 625, but being the highest in the budget 400 series, it gets the job done for a light to moderate user. And coupled with the Adreno 506 GPU, it could play heavy games like Asphalt 8 at the highest graphics setting. The picture quality is just about okay to average at best, and definitely not as good compared to the competition at this price range. It only does well in correct exposure, but other than that, it lacks in clarity and color saturation. It especially suffers in the dynamic range department, overblowing the bright areas, as well as lacks detail in the darker areas of the picture. The camera on the Realme U1 in fact does a better job than the Oppo A7. Removing the pre-applied screen protector on the Oppo A7 before the scratch test, it will be interesting to note if this is also a cost-cutting measure to cover up poor quality glass protection with no oleophobic coating, like in the Oppo A3s or Vivo Y81, V9 Pro and every Realme device tested on the channel. From the scratch test, you'll get a fair idea about the quality of this unnamed glass protection you're paying for by rubbing it with common items found in pockets like keys and coins, and then with a heavy-duty box cutter. A few faint marks from the key and coins may occur even on higher quality Corning glasses, but they always do manage to survive the blades. On the other hand, poor quality glass protection found on devices like the Vivo V9 Pro, Y81 and every Realme device out there suffer from ugly scratch marks due to the blade. So will the Oppo A7 be able to survive the blade abuse? Like every failed device tested on the channel with pre-applied screen protectors, the Oppo A7 also does not survive the scratch test with ugly scratch marks from the blade and the other rounds. Now moving on to fun stuff with value, the bend test. Let's find out if the Oppo A7 can survive tight pockets or other accidental forces. The Oppo A7 did manage to survive my bend force, suffering no damage, but it does flex to quite a degree and stays bent. So it's highly advisable to avoid tight pockets and use a good case.